going on, guys, and welcome back to part 3 of my weight loss journey. Now, if you haven't seen part 1 or part 2, I will put them down below. Now, at the end of part 1, we ended with me crying. So it's only right that we start part 3 with me crying again, right? Because 1 plus 1 equals potato. That's how I do math. What? Anyways, when I woke up from blacking out in the doctor's office, I was lying on the table and the nurse was over me with a towel on my head. She had a Sprite in her hand telling me that I needed to drink something. I was more concerned with her trying to give me a drink with calories in it than I was with whatever the heck was wrong with my back and my leg. I took a sip and I was like, okay, you good? You could bring me some water now? Yeah, I'm allergic to them things with calories and whatnot. So the doctor came back in the room and come to find out I had a bad herniated disc which was pinching nerves in my back, which was causing my leg to be in extreme pain. He wanted to go ahead and do surgery, and he told me that I could not run anymore, no more P90X, and I couldn't do any physical activity. Boom. Bring in the tears. The floor dropped out from under me. And this is the first time that I just thought about giving up. All I could think is that I was just gonna gain all the weight back. I started to have these thoughts that ran through my head like, wow man, you can't even lose weight right. Dude, you wasted all this time. Good job at doing nothing. Bro, you about to get fat? We left the doctor's office and my mom told me that I was not gonna have back surgery at 23 years old. She wanted to go and find out what another doctor thought. So this other guy told me that I should be exercising in order to strengthen my back muscles and my core and protect everything that's in there. He did, however, tell me that I could not run anymore, no more jump training, and I really had to be mindful of everything that I did. Any exercise or even sitting down that would bend me forward at the waist was extremely painful. So this is when I could answer any of you guys' questions on how many crunches did I do? 0. And I still don't do any. So I went ahead and stopped running. I took out the jump training day in P90X and also the yoga day. And I wasn't too upset about taking out the yoga day because an hour of yoga, ain't nobody got time for that. This is when I really started to get into weight training instead of just trying to lose weight. I continued to do P90X 6 days a week. However, on the day that I would usually run, I would go swim instead. My leg finally stopped hurting after a while. I focused every day on strengthening my core and my back. I continued this way all the way until the end of the year. By December, I was weighing 168 pounds. I felt like I was doing great. However, I was not eating correctly at all. I looked sucked up in the face, my ribs had begun to show, and my physique was not impressive at all. So after I graduated college in December, I moved to Florida, and this is where things started to get way out of hand. You see, before I started to lose the weight, or even thought that I was going to lose weight, I had my life pretty much planned out. And even after losing the weight, I still wanted to do those plans. However, my number one focus in my life had become fitness and not gaining the weight back. Nothing was more important to me than not becoming fat again. With this job, I was a locksmith or a professional thief. Yeah, I'm actually still looking for my Heisenberg so we can just go all Breaking Bad up in here. I'll break in, get all the supplies, you cook the meth, and we split it 50-50. Anyone in? Hit me up in the comments if you're a high school chemistry teacher. We got this. So with this job, my new schedule was to be on call all day. Trying to fit in my workouts, my meal prep, and my cardio was pretty difficult. So while the other guys that were doing the job would be taking naps or getting food at fast food places, I was trying to run home and do cardio and meal prep. I was still not tracking macros at this point. And I was still trying to lose weight for some reason, even though I was looking like Skeletor. So that means that I was still not eating enough calories and way under eating. All the other guys would relax while I was trying to kill myself and fit in my new fitness lifestyle with this job that didn't support it all that well. I'll give you guys my daily routine. I would wake up at 4 a.m., do P90X for an hour, and then go get in the shower and be ready to go for 6 o'clock. I would go do calls from around 6:30 to noon. Then I would hurry up, run back home, and try to cook a meal real fast and scarf it down. If a job hadn't come out yet, I would start trying to do some sort of cardio. Usually at around 1 o'clock, a job would come out that I would have to run over and get. I would continue to do jobs until around 6 o'clock when it would die down a little bit. At this point, I would go back home and try to start meal prepping for the next day and also eat some sort of dinner. Then at around 7 o'clock or so, calls would start coming out again and I would be working until 11 p.m. when I officially got off. Some nights I wouldn't even get home, showered, and in bed until like 1 a.m. if I had a really late night call. Then I'd wake up 3 hours later and do it again. I would do this for 4 days in a row. How our schedule worked, it was 4 days on, 2 days off. 4 days on, 2 days off. Repeatedly over and over. I continued this way for about a month or so. Each week got continuously harder and harder to keep up. Until one day. It was my third day of my work week and my alarm went off at 4 a.m. I stumble out of bed with only 3 hours of sleep, pop in the DVD and start doing the warm-up. I was already feeling kind of lightheaded and dizzy, but once again I just thought this was all part of the grind. It came time for pull-ups. My goal was to beat my previous 12 that I had done last week. I jumped up on the bar and it was like the room just started to spin. And then all of a sudden it was like it flipped backwards. I tried to brace myself before I hit the ground, but I just slammed down into it and just collapsed. I lied in that same spot for the entire hour. I could still hear the DVD playing in the background, but it was like it was muffled. I lied there feeling so hopeless, wondering if it was even worth it, asking myself if I had the will to continue, and questioning if I even wanted to stand back up. Going to work that day was one of the hardest things I ever had to do. I didn't want to call in sick like a lot of people would have because I knew I had people relying on me. However, I was not prepared for what I was about to do to myself in the next few weeks to come. I know people out there watching this may be thinking that I cried a lot during this, and yeah, I did. I never showed it to anyone. I didn't want their pity, but for me, this journey was the hardest thing I ever did. I found out a lot about myself. And like I told you guys in part 2, I am not going to sit here and tell you it will be easy. I'm going to keep this honest. This is going to test every part of you. It will tempt you and it will bring you to your knees. My body was beaten and my fire was dimming. And once again, I was falling into a hole that I did not see a way out of. My passion was slipping away and my determination was at its all-time low. But my flame still burned. It did not go out. I would not let it. I could not let it. I just want to thank everyone out there that has subscribed to me and has been taking the time just to like these videos. And if you know anyone that needs that little bit of a push or thinks that this is impossible, show them these videos. You know, I really appreciate everyone out there that has been supporting me. This has been such an amazing experience. And a super huge special shout out to John, to Beast to Beast, and Chris Jones with the POG Army. You know, everyone that they've helped bring here has been incredible. You guys have been so kind and loving and sincere that I just want to keep doing this and I just want to keep helping everyone out there. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And remember that anybody can do this. You just have to start your fire. I'll see you guys in part 4. Now everybody in the 313, put your hands up and subscribe to me. Now everybody in the 313, thanks for watching part 3. Oh.